Now, once we get all of our totals down, we know how much money we have left at the end of the paycheck for our fun stuff. And this is where it gets tricky. Now that we have our numbers together, most people will tell you to put all that into one total and go forward. Those people are stupid because you don't live on one total a month. You live on two. Your first paycheck is what's going to last you until you get your 15th of the month paycheck. Because your 15th of the month paycheck is a lot less, the extra money from here needs to roll over to cover your first of the month paycheck. So let's add all this up and do this math together and make sense of it. Our totals of the first of the month and the 15th of the month are $355 and $445. Our total bills on the first of the month is $645, and on the 15th of the month is $515. Let's reset this page and work forward. Now here's where it gets fun. The envelope system was geared around people that do not have a checking account that pays all of their bills, or people that do not get a deposit once a pay cycle into their account automatically of copious amounts of money. These are people that usually work as a server, bartender, or survive off of tips somehow. These are people that constantly have cash coming in every day. This program is great for those people because it breaks down the ways to save money for specific bills without having a bank account to rely on. Now, when you have a bank account to rely on, you focus on your bill cycle. You need to have $645 in that account to cover all your bills. You need to have $445 in that account as play money. It just depends on where you're at in the month. Now, when you look at it sideways, if you can pay it on the card, set it up as auto draft. This money will come out of your account on the day it is due, or give or take. The remaining amount of money you need to transfer to another account if you don't like carrying cash, or pull your expenses or play money out. The second thing you need to focus on is the expense money of extra funding. This money does not get sent to double up your bill payment so you can cycle yourself out of debt within the next 3 years. Where if you make your consistent monthly payments, it will only take you 4.5. Not really going to make much of a difference right there. Now, the whole thing about steamrolling debt are for people that have 17 credit cards or 6 personal loans, a house, 3 cars financed. Yes, you want to steamroll debt to get that knocked down. But when you're younger, you don't need to steamroll debt. Focus this money for saving to use it for better debt in the future. If you need to borrow money from a bank, you're already at a loss because you're taking money you don't have and having to pay it back at a higher interest rate. If you have money, use that as collateral at the financial institution to borrow money against it so you pay back less interest and you keep your money. I'll show you that one in another video. Check the description below. Now, out of the extra money that we have left, we need to be putting at least $100 off to the side into some sort of savings. We need to be putting at least $50 off to the side in some sort of emergency fund. This is for oh crap. Tires go out on the truck. Engine needs work on it. I gotta fly home for an emergency, or I need to drive home and I need gas money. That's what the emergency fund's for, so I don't have to go take a loan. The savings account needs to be in an interest-bearing investment, gaining more than 3% interest. Otherwise, you're stuck in the curve and you're never gonna get above average. I'll explain that in another video as well. Check the description below. But altogether, that's $150 a month. We broke down bills, we looked at expenses, and we still have extra money. If you can't afford to save $150 a month, something's wrong. What I tell most people is this right here is piss poor minimum. If you can't save that per paycheck, something's wrong. Especially if I'm looking at these numbers left over after your budget. Everybody's different. This is not your budget. This is not the next E4's budget that I see. This wasn't my budget when I was in E4. Everybody has different levels of what they're comfortable with in their spending and savings. General rule of thumb, whatever your gross pay is, take out 20% of that for savings. Live off of the other 80%. Bills, debt, expenses. This savings should be 20% of this, not 20% of what you get pre-tax. That right there is what it counts to. 20% of your total gross income. What you bring home is different. You're already paying taxes, you're already paying bills, and that money's already being taken out. If you can't pay it by cash, you have to pay it by card. So herein lies the difference between a full cash envelope system to a partial cash envelope system, which I have explained here. Now, this video was not in any way a direct attempt to slander, discredit, or disprove Dave Ramsey. I think the man is brilliant. He has a lot of good talking points and he has a lot of good information. The problem of it is, it's blanket information. And it may not work for you personally. It may work for you in some ways, but you had to change it, modify it, or adapt to it to make it work for you. So the adaptation that you've done, or the adapting to your lifestyle, where you have got everything figured out, that is what I want to hear about.